Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of the Blue Collar Future Podcast. I'm your host, Jaden Robison. We've got a solo episode today that I wanted to kind of go over some things I've been thinking about lately and things that are super important. You know, we all want to make an impact in our own lives, and we all want to be successful, but so many of us end up falling short of that and really don't know why, because a lot of people just kind of go with the flow and let things happen to them and do things that maybe they aren't actually contributing to what their goals are. But, you know, if you're not super intentional about it, it's not going to go the way that you would like it to. I've been listening to a lot of podcasts, and so a lot of the stuff that we've been talking about have been things that I've been picking up from podcasts I've been listening to and then reading I've been doing. And as far as all of that goes, I have a lot on my mind in that way. I've also gone on a couple podcasts, and it's been kind of contributing to my mindset on this. I went on another podcast that'll be coming out next week with Dick Frost, the On the Throne podcast. I will share all of that when all of that drops. So you guys can go check that out. Dick is a cool guy. It was interesting. It's a different format than I'm used to, and we had a long conversation. It was about an hour and 45 minutes, but it always opens my mind up to consider new ideas. And I think that's super important for everybody to be receptive to new ideas and to be thinking and going through opportunities and pathways that they can go down. And I think anybody that's listening to podcasts is going to be doing that, but you never know, because a lot of people listen and don't ever do anything with them. So if you take anything from this episode, take the fact that you need to have a goal and a vision for your life, and it's more crucial than ever. What I wanted to kind of go over is, you know, a lot of us in the trades have sets of plans that we go off of, that we follow every day to get our job done. You know, you need set of plans to build things, to have guidelines to go by. You have your engineering that you follow, and they have their specifications and their requirements and stuff that whatever you're building needs to, you know, the criteria your building needs to meet. And that's what your inspector looks at and sees if you're doing, and if you're falling short, you've got to, you know, make changes and fix things. And a lot of inspectors will go through and they'll make framers go through and re-nail a lot of their sheeting and, add studs that they may have not had in certain places. I mean, whatever it is, you need plans to build things, and that includes your life. So no one gets to the end of an unfulfilled life thinking that they wanted to be there. Nobody gets to their deathbed looking back, realizing that they left relationships in the toilet, thinking that they wanted that to happen. Yet the choices that they made led them there. So what is there to do about it? This is where intentionality comes into play. I talk about intentionality a lot, and I like that word because not very many people are intentional with everything they do. It's, you know, a lot of people roll out of bed just before they need to go to work, and they grab all of their little snacks for the day that's, you know, not intentional for their health, and they grab, you know, their energy drinks, which I like energy drinks as well, but don't really focus on the water and drinking stuff that's good for them. And at work, they're not necessarily intentional about trying to learn and grow and try new things, just trying to work and get the job done and move on with their life, which is fine. It is what it is. You know, we need people like that. We need everybody on the job. However, when you have a plan and a vision for your life and, you know, a set of guiding principles to follow, to make your decisions based on, it makes it really easy to make those decisions. This is where a mission statement comes into play. I want to reiterate, no one gets to the end of an unfulfilled life thinking that they wanted to be there. What I'm getting at with a mission statement is you need to have a plan, a vision to help you make decisions to get you to where you want to be and who you want to be. A lot of people think this stuff really only applies to business owners and people that are like trying to build businesses and build things and trying to be super successful and make, millions of dollars and all that stuff. And, oh yeah, well, I don't need to do that because, I'm just over here making my $70,000 a year or whatever it is, and I'm just going to show up to work and be done. Having a mission statement is about more than just trying to be super successful with your career. This goes down to how you're going to make decisions in every aspect of your life. So if you have a mission statement and you have guiding principles, we'll say, to base your life on, you're going to be able to make decisions in those gray areas much easier than if you don't. So let's say, your boss calls you in on the weekend and you want to spend time with your family. You need to spend time with your family. You're never around. You're working all the time and you don't know how to refuse that. And you know that if you don't go in, you're going to be there for your family and you need to be there. A lot of us in this situation are just going to end up going into work because, the money is going to be worth it. I need the money, whatever it is. But at the same time, you also need to be at home, and having your principles on your mind all the time and a formulated mission statement, we'll say, allows you to make this decision easier and be like, oh, nope, I can't come in. Sorry, I'm not going to work on the weekend, or I'm not going to work last minute on the weekend. I've got plans already. These might seem like easy, low level, base level decisions. But the thing is it's little decisions like this that add up over time, constantly and consistently, which leads you to the end of your life where possibly your kids don't really like you. Maybe you never really even had a good relationship with your kids. Your relationship with your wife could have been better. All you did is focus on work your entire life, and you never really wanted that, but you always thought that focusing on the work was going to make up for everything else, and it doesn't. If you have this mission statement, these set of principles that you're following, you can very easily make your decisions to get you to who you want to be, and it gives you a why. It gives you a purpose. Having a mission statement is more important than just, you see this a lot with companies that will put together a mission statement that all of their employees will follow. And if they do it right, this turns their company culture into an amazing thing where their employees are all bought in and they follow the mission statement and they live the mission statement and they have it memorized. And it's something for them to really focus on and make decisions in their workday for how to best get their job done if it's done right. And if it's done right in a company, it's everybody is contributing to what the mission statement is and helping to create it so that everybody has some skin in the game and a reason to uphold it. You see this a lot in companies. You don't see a lot of people with personal mission statements. All of this that I've been thinking about is from the 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. It's habit number 2, begin with the end in mind. So what does it mean to begin with the end in mind? Who do you want to be? How do you want to be remembered? Most people, when they asked or think about how they want to be remembered, they're not going to think that they want to be remembered as the person that had all of the toys and the big trucks and all of the stuff necessarily. Yet the stuff is what everybody focuses on. Nobody really wants to be remembered as the guy that made $300,000 a year by itself. That's not a good, just quintessential thing to be remembered by. Yet so many people are so focused on making so much money that everything else falls to the wayside. With a mission statement, you can figure out who you want to be, why, how to get there, and all of the success will come with that as a result. But you're not going to chase the career and the money success by itself and not focus on everything else. A lot of people don't realize is success in all areas of life is much better, I think, than just having a successful career. Because you can have a successful career, but if your entire family just hates you and doesn't even talk to you, then what was the point of it? You know, we're all going to work, working our butts off to help to provide for our family and to help set our family up for future success. That also includes needing to be able to have a plan for ourselves to be in a place where we feel like we've made an impact and had success. You know, this is a cliche, but you don't want to get to the end of your life with regrets, thinking you should have done more and you should have done this and you should have done that and all that stuff. If you can figure out how to create a mission statement for yourself and follow that, the decision-making process will be much easier. And you can take this to every aspect of your life. Once you begin with the end in mind and begin with the end in mind every day, where do you want to get that day? It makes the mission statement process super easy. And you can apply it to every situation. Every single decision you come across can and will be decided by the principles that you're following, that you uphold, and really just live a super fulfilled life. And it puts everything into perspective, because if you don't have this planned out, written out, and figured out, you will end up with situations that happen to you instead of you happening to them. Things will happen to you instead of you happening to them. And you, in as much as possible, want to be in control of what it is you're doing and why it's happening. Again, nobody gets to the end of their life, end of their unfulfilled life, thinking that they wanted to be there. Nobody gets to their deathbed thinking, you know, how miserable it is that they didn't fulfill everything that they wanted to, and they didn't, you know, get where they wanted to be, and they have bad relationships and they made decisions that were poor. And nobody gets to that point thinking that they wanted that to happen, but they didn't want and plan for anything specifically. So that's just the way it happened. If you take anything from this, I would recommend everybody go read actually The 7 Habits of Highly Successful People. And even if you don't read all of it, go read Habit 2, which is Begin with the End in Mind. And it really is, it is one of the best books out there for leadership and personal success and success in general that you can get. And, you know, just about everybody that's writing books nowadays has taken a ton of inspiration from this. I mean, the principles in the book have been around forever. So it's a really good book, and I actually haven't even read all of it. I'm working my way through it right now, and I had started reading it before and stopped, and it was one of those books, I think it was one of the last books that I was reading when I was reading a bunch, and didn't ever finish it. When I started into Habit 2, Begin with the End in Mind, I noticed that it had a bunch to do with a lot of stuff I was learning about and thinking about and hearing about in other areas. I mean, podcasts I was listening to, questions that were being asked, things that were on my mind. A lot of the stuff had to do with this, habit number 2, beginning with the end in mind. And they go over management and leadership and a whole bunch of things in there that are super crucial to know the differences of, and really to help everybody make better decisions, make better decisions. Its mission statement is crucial to being able to get where you want to go. Everybody talks about how you need to have a vision and a plan and a map for your life, because you wouldn't just hop in your car and start driving and hope to get anywhere. This is more of a guiding set of principles to help make decisions on, and it's little decisions, and it makes your decision-making process very easy. And right now I am in the middle of making a mission statement, a personal mission statement, and I'll probably be making one for the podcast specifically. And I'm excited about getting this started. I have a lot of ideas on it, and I've been thinking it over a lot. It's been cool. It's been really fun. And on that note, if you have gotten anything out of this, like, subscribe, share with a friend who you think will get something out of it. It really helps. Leave a review. All of the reviews really help. Even if you leave a bad review, it is what it is. Don't leave a bad review. We like the 5-star reviews. But leave a review. It really helps. It really helps get the message out there. I hope all of you can take something from this into your daily lives. And as always, we'll see you next time.